witches, how you doing today? We're back with another video, and today we are going to do a bit of a questionnaire. I'll get into it in a second, because I thought November might be kind of fun to do a get to know you November. Ooh, I'd make a fun hashtag get to know you November. And there are just some really fun question and answer type challenges that people have put out. So today I'm going to do one that is from Abby the Witch. I'll tag her channel in the description below. And she did hashtag more than a witch. And it's a series of 11 questions that she put out there that she answered and then said, hey, I'd like to see what everybody else has to say. So I thought in Get to Know You November, it would be fun to do that. And there's some other ones floating around. I'll see if I can pull them and maybe we'll do that. The other thing is we are getting super close to 2,000 subscribers. So we should hopefully hit that sometime here in November. And of course, for every 500 subscribers, I will go live and do a live Q&A session. So keep an eye out for the community post on that, where I'll collect up all your questions and we will answer them in a scheduled live stream, which I will schedule once we hit 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, we're going to do a VR today to Abby the Witch, hashtag more than a witch. Before we get into it, for those of you who are new around here, my name is Taya. Welcome to the channel where we talk about all things witchcraft. And for those of you who are returning subscribers, maybe coming in from another video, welcome back and thank you so much. It's really appreciated. And all of you, please consider subscribing. It's a really great way to help us build the channel. So, VR to Abby the Witch, hashtag more than a witch. We've got 11 questions to get through. So the first question is, what's your name? And are there any stories or meanings connected to your name? So my name is Taya Kennedy. That is not my legal name. Some of you might already know my legal name, but I'm not going to get into that. Taya Kennedy is sort of my craft name. It was the name that I originally sort of came up when I rededicated in my practice in 2019. Very early 2019, and I said, okay, and the name was sort of given to me by my mother goddess at the time. And Taya is just a short form of the full name. And yeah, that's what I use. My legal name, my real name, had a lot of, I was in a direct sales business. I was in a very popular, do home parties type of company. And I did very well. I was in the top 2% of the company. And so when you Googled that name, that's what came up was host a party, join my team. And it was really cool. And I enjoyed doing that. But my time had come and I'd left that business. But if you ever put my name into a search engine, my legal name, that's what comes up. And I thought I kind of wanted a break from that. I wanted to sort of be, well, I want to say more myself, which is kind of funny to not use my real name and then be more myself, but that's sort of where that came about. Question number 2 is, how old are you? Right now I am 45. I'll be 46 in December. I've lived some life, which I think probably shows in my videos. I'm not a new witch by any means. I've been practicing since I was 19. On and off, right? I spend a lot of years as an eclectic witch, and people would say, well, what does that mean? I'm like, well, I'm not Wiccan. So I'm an eclectic witch. I didn't really know what I was. And then I discovered traditional witchcraft in 2018 and really went, oh, that's what I'm doing. That's what I wanted more of. That's home. That's the family I'm looking for. So now I am a traditional witchcraft, into traditional witchcraft, but that is, I suppose, a newer thing on my path. I spent a lot of years just being I don't know, just doing my best to cobble something together that wasn't Wicca, but basically looked like Wicca. All right, question number 3. Got a little off on that one. Question number 3. Do you use astrology? Western or real sky? What are your big 3? No, not really. I'm not really an astrology girl. I'm fascinated by the stars, by astrology. astronomy. I'd love to be able to like identify constellations other than the Big Dipper and Orion. I think it would be really cool, and that's something I'd like to work more with. But no, I haven't. I haven't so far. And which system it is, if it's Western or Real Sky, I have no idea. I don't. I'm definitely not deep enough to even know that there's a distinction there. So my big three, I'm a Sagittarius sun, a Leo moon, and Leo rising. So I am fire, fire, fire. Yeah, that's my astrology. All right, question 4. Did you grow up in a religious household? What religion? And did that influence your current spiritual path? Oh my gosh, I could make a whole video on this. But yes, I grew up Roman Catholic. We weren't overly religious. We went to church every Sunday until I was probably in about grade 3, grade 4. And then it was just a fight every weekend. And I think my mom just said, like, okay, enough. I'm not going to fight with you girls. I did go to Catholic school all through high school. And basically by the time I was my preteens, my teenage years, I knew, like, this is not for me. This doesn't make sense. You know, I'm a staunch feminist and have been since I was a kid. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Women can't be priests. What? Nah. And I remember actually getting into with my priest once. So yeah, but it definitely influenced me, because when I left Catholicism and started with witchcraft, I was instantly drawn to everything that was the opposite, right? Male, they say God isn't male or female, the Christian God, but let's be honest, we all know he's male. So I was like super drawn to the feminine, to the goddess. I was like super new agey, probably a little problematic. Thank goodness there wasn't a lot of information out at that time, so I just kind of did the best I could with what was there. This was like in the late 90s. And it's kind of funny because back in 2018, when I discovered traditional witchcraft, I was actually starting to think, you know, just the goddess everything all the time feels lopsided. I feel like I'm missing something. So the concept of working with like the witch father or the devil was actually starting to become very attractive to me. And then I was looking for something more structured. Like when I came out of Christianity, I was like, I don't want it. Like, that's what I loved about witchcraft. It was like, you can do whatever you want, so to speak, right? There wasn't this doctrine. That's the thing that I didn't like about Wicca, was that there was too much doctrine. And then I actually came right around and was like, now I'm starting to feel like I'm missing something. Like there are mysteries that I don't have access to because I don't have access to the doctrine, the rituals, the secret stuff that me out here floating around as an eclectic witch, don't know what I am. I don't really have access to that sort of esoteric knowledge, and I really wanted to become a part of a tradition. And then I discovered traditional witchcraft in general, and then in did a lot of just general work with that, and then in 2021 I found the tradition that I initiated into and continue to study now. And so that being said, yeah, I was looking for something a little bit more like church, right? With a little bit more structure and a little bit more masculine divinity, if you will. And that's when I found traditional witchcraft. And at this point now, I am actually looking at the Catholic Church is super problematic, the church itself, the religious structure, but the actual tenets of witchcraft, the doctrine of witchcraft, of Catholicism, I'm actually looking at reintroducing some of it into my witchcraft practice. So I've kind of come full circle from like rejecting anything, from being Catholic to rejecting Catholicism, to looking for a system similar to actually reworking some of those elements back into my practice again, like working with saints. That's one that I'm super interested in. Anyways, that could be a whole another video. Question 5, what are you manifesting for your future? I am not a manifester. That's a little new agey for me. Which, I mean, it's totally legit. Don't get me wrong. I know that people do it. I cast spells, but I don't really see myself as a manifester. But at this point, being 45, I'm pretty set up in life. I don't do a lot of like spellcraft manifesting for my future. But I have in the past, especially back in like 2019, 2020, I did a lot of work mostly in 2020, couple big things I did is I created a servitor that initially was set up to like help me have my best life. And every month I would reprogram it with new instructions. So like that would help me in my best life. So it's, I find other witches. I make witch friends. Honestly, I can't even remember. I'd have to pull out my old journals to see what exactly I was programming it for. But every month there was something that I would program it for that would help me manifest my best life. And then I also at that time did a big community spell. It's a big weaving. It actually hangs on my wall just to the behind and left of the camera here. And it was charged and meant to draw in community. And as you'll see in a later question that comes up, I mean, both of those things worked fabulously and definitely helped me create my best life. All right, question 6. Do you have a favorite season and what time of year makes you feel most authentically you? For me, it is definitely winter. My birthday's in the winter. My best memories are in the winter. And I love a cold, crisp, bright, sunny winter's day when the snow is literally pristine and sparkling. It doesn't get any better than that. So yeah, I'm kind of a winter girl. I got married in the winter. I got married at the end of January. Like coldest part of the season here in Edmonton. The end of January, beginning of February is like the coldest. I think it was minus 35 the day I got married, 35 degrees below freezing. It was cold. And yes, we had outdoor pictures because I'm crazy like that. All right. Do you have a favorite color? Question 7. Do you have a favorite color? Do you feel this is your aura color? And if not, what do you think your aura color is? So my favorite color is gray and black. I've gone into it in other videos. It just requires no decision making on my part. No, that's not my aura color. I don't even know that your aura can be black or gray, and I'm pretty sure if it was, it would probably be very bad. But I don't work with auras. I have taken a class previously where it was a little bit about energy work and all kinds of different things, and we did get into aura reading. What was kind of interesting, but I'll be honest, it's not something I've ever incorporated into my witchcraft practice per se. Again, it's a little new agey for me. I think auras are certainly like a legit thing. It's just not my jam. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what the colors mean and what I would want to have one as. Question number 8. Do you have a job, a career, a lifestyle that makes money or helps support you and or your family in any way? What do you do? So this is the whole my best life manifesting. I started back in 2020 as basically in 2020, my direct sales business was tanking. And I was like, all right, I think it's time to get out. The pandemic just messed with it insanely. So be it. And I became a witchy content creator here on YouTube in September of 2020. And I monetized that probably about 4 or 5 months ago. We reached a big enough platform that we were able to monetize. So I make an itty bitty bit of money doing that. Like it's pocket change. So that was in 2020. In the August of 2021, I founded the Edmonton Traditional Witchcrafters Guild. So it is a guild here in the city that I run. I am the director. I don't make any money off of that. It is a nonprofit. But through the guild, I also teach classes and I do get paid for doing that. So, but I mean, it's pocket money. It's not a lot. It's a bit of pocket money. And then I also run a study group for my witchcraft tradition here in the city. And I don't make any money off of that. If anything, that's probably a money sink. That's where all that extra pocket money goes, is to, buying ingredients to make the incense for all the Sabbats at the study group. So that is something that I voluntarily do. I don't make money. So I have a very witchy lifestyle. I love what I do. I'm very fortunate. My husband has a really great job. He makes good money. Could we use the money if I were to go back to work? Yeah, probably. But do I have to? No. And so, I'm very particular about what I will and won't do and what kind of hours I will work. Right now I'm actually taking a 3-hour a week class in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. So it has to be something pretty flexible, but I would consider going back to work, definitely. I have a degree in anthropology. I'm an anthropologist, a physical anthropologist. If you ever watch Bones, that's what I do. I studied human osteoarchaeology, so basically human remains in an archaeological context. So yeah, not a lot of work in that. All right, question 9. What are some things that make you unique and an individual? I'll start off with I'm a mom to 2 amazing only kids. So I have a 13-year-old and a 23-year-old. So my kids being 10 years apart, basically my daughter grew up as an only child. And then when she was 10, we had my son, and he basically grew up as an only child with 1.5 moms. He actually called my daughter Mama when he was little because he didn't know the difference between her and me. So I was mom, and she was Mama. So that's, I have to mention them, right? I'm a mother. I am neurospicy. I'm neurodivergent. I've got the ADHD, and yeah, that definitely plays a big role into who I am and how I operate in the world, and it makes me a little bit quirky. So I am definitely a little bit quirky, and I live my truth out loud, and a big part of that truth is witchcraft, and I'm not quiet about it. If somebody asks me what I'm doing on the weekend, I'm like, I'm getting together with my witchcraft girls, and we're doing this and that. You know what I mean? Like, I lay it out there. If you don't like it, keep on walking. I'm funny. And that is very much a trauma response that I learned to cope with life through being funny. My sister has it too, but it works. So I think that's a little bit of something about me, is I'm kind of a off the cuff sort of smartass a lot of the time. All right, question number 10. What advice would you give to your younger self? Yeah, look into traditional witchcraft. Don't waste all those years wandering around, not knowing what you're doing. Like, get involved in the community and meet some other people and forge some relationships and investigate traditional witchcraft, because it's got what you're looking for, whether you know it or not. And there was actually an opportunity when I was in my very early 20s for me to join a coven. And I went through all the interview process, and I ended up turning them down because I had a friend talk me out of it, who it turns out I probably shouldn't have listened to. Long story, but that could have been a really cool opportunity that I passed up on. And finally, question number 11. What are your favorite interests, hobbies, or activities outside of witchcraft? Sewing is a really big one. I don't do it often. I do more mending, and even then that's only like every few months. But I love sewing and creating things, fabric arts, candle making. I haven't done it in a while, but I do really enjoy making candles. I've got all the setup to do it. I was going to get into beeswax candles. Check out my shorts. I just did one on candles this morning. Aromatherapy. I have a huge collection of essential oils. I love aromatherapy. I love working with essential oils. I love playing Minecraft. Right, I got a 13-year-old boy, and we've been playing Minecraft since he was about 5. So love Minecraft. It is so much fun, and I like to be able to just zone out and hang out with my kids. So we actually have a family world where my 23-year-old, my 13-year-old, and I all play together. And we've built a whole little online community, and yeah, we do some pretty cool stuff. So I love Minecraft, and I love planning systems. If you're I don't really do it anymore because I've switched up my planning system. It's not so pretty, but I love playing with planning systems. I used to do like planner videos where I'd like design out like with stickers, all these fancy planner things. And again, with the ADHD, I need some type of like planner system to keep my life from falling apart. So that was definitely another one of my interests. I'm sure there's lots of more things I could put on here, but that's what's coming to mind for now. So that is our video for today. A virtual response to Abby the Witch, #MoreThanAWitch. Yeah, so if you're, if these questions kind of were interesting to you, I'd love it if you did a hashtag more than a witch video too. Let's get to know each other in November. I think that would be really, really fun. And yeah, otherwise that's our video for today, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much, you guys.